OK, right now we are smack bang in the middle of Euro 2020. You enjoying it?
Yeah, you?
I am, actually. I like a good shout in front of the TV, and quite frankly, I need that right now.
Indeed, but as the excitement heightens, there has also been growing evidence that playing the game may not actually be so good for you, as repeatedly heading the ball could actually long-term lead to head injuries. So Paul Carter's been taking a look at one piece of tech that researchers are using to learn more.
The West German attack had bite and purpose. On they came again.
Concussion is a growing concern in professional sport, but it's not always as obvious as being knocked out cold.
It's the equaliser!
There's also growing concern about the potential for much longer-term damage. Football is a sport increasingly coming under scrutiny in this area. A recent paper by Glasgow University found that ex-footballers are 3.5 times more likely to die of dementia, potentially caused by heading the ball. It's due to what's called subconcussive head impacts. Lower impact hits, but frequently repeated, can have a residual effect.
When football players head a ball, we can detect that you get changes in the electrical circuitry. So what you call the subconcussive hits, you are not getting any symptoms. And in many ways, that's more sinister, because you can have these subconcussive hits week in, week out over a number of years and not detect them.
The effect is starting to show in the football heroes of the past. 5 out of the 11-man 1966 England Football World Cup winning squad had developed dementia in later life. These kinds of impacts aren't just a concern for seasoned pros. It can affect anyone, professionals, amateurs, and especially children and teenagers.
The effects of concussion, subconcussion, is far greater in children. You can see it in severe cases. The recovery time is far, far longer.
But Edinburgh-based company HIT has come up with a piece of technology they think might help tackle the problem by measuring how much impact an athlete sustains to their head when taking part in sport. I went to their lab at Heriot-Watt University to see their final stages of testing.
And what we're doing is we're basically calibrating the accelerometer that's in the back of the head and the HIT device. It gives us a really good indication of kind of how sensitive the accelerometer is, and if we need to maybe alter that, or if it's all good to go.
Would that be kind of the equivalent of sort of the impacts that people might be getting in a real world situation, or are you sort of going beyond that?
So what we're doing here is we're at the 60 Gs is like our threshold impact. It's what we would, for an adult rugby player or anyone that's not wearing a helmet, that is risky, it's dangerous. We want you to be checked out. With this one, what you're seeing that movement down, the bang with the head, similar to if you were to get whiplash, hit your head off the ground.
Godspeed, Mr. Head. That looks pretty dramatic. So you've got the numbers for that.
You've got the numbers there.
So you can see the impact. Yeah.
So you're seeing we're able to count all of your impacts in a traffic light system. Obviously 9 Gs, anything up to 20 at the moment is deemed safe. Amber is when it's getting a bit risky. And then red is we want you to come off and get checked out for any symptoms.
3, 2, 1. Seeing it in a lab brings home how hard these impacts actually are, and how we overlook them in the speed of a game. It's certainly not something I'd want to happen to my head. But to understand how this transfers onto the pitch, we met with some members of the Heriot-Watt women's football team who were trying out the device.
So there we go, so it picked up that first header. So there was a 10G there once, so it's gone up now, so that's the new highest one, as we're watching. But that's still sort of within safe
Within the safe range. Yeah, of course, it's the accumulation. You're seeing research at the moment that's suggesting 20 headers of 15 Gs is showing a change in brain that would take 24 hours to recover from your baseline.
When we go outside to play sport, how often do we think about the hidden costs to our heads? It's particularly easy to see how this technology could be used with children to really understand the impact young heads are taking playing games at school. Being able to see the hits that we are sustaining when playing sport may well help us consider how much we are putting our brains through.
I really do think that real-time sensors is the way to go. We can act quickly, we can quantify concussion better, subconcussion better, and take action to prevent early onset dementia.
But then all of this does raise the question, should we really be using our heads at all?